Hello, and welcome to the GLEAM video series that is intended to help support you as you collaboratively work with your diverse team to develop your GLEAM preschool program grant proposal. I'm Allison Pickens, the GLEAM grant coordinator and an ELA literacy support specialist. In addition to hosting these videos, I am here to help support you every step of the way during the application process. In this video, I will clarify what GLEAM is, provide an overview of the GLEAM preschool grant program and application, and share other opportunities for assistance while you work to meet the deadline for submission. Are you a district or charter with at least one school in which the percentage of students identified as low income is 50% or greater? Or have at least one high school in which the percentage of students identified as low income is 40% or greater? Then you are eligible to apply for GLEAM. If you intend to apply or are considering applying, please let us know by completing our short, non-binding intent to apply survey, which is accessible through our GLEAM program website using the address listed on this slide. Let's start with examining the GLEAM preschool program. Please note that this video covers the GLEAM preschool program and grant application. If you're interested in learning more about the GLEAM pre-K through 12 grant, please visit the GLEAM website. GLEAM, which stands for Growing Literacy Equity Across Massachusetts, is Massachusetts' program name for the Federal Comprehensive Literacy State Development Grant Program to advance literacy skills, including pre-literacy skills, for children from birth to grade 12. GLEAM program grants will support local education agencies to create deep and lasting improvements in ELA and literacy through access to high-quality preschool and districts and EEC-licensed community partners, and requires a deep commitment to equity for all students. On a holistic level, the GLEAM preschool program grants will focus on evaluating and selecting high-quality preschool curricular and intervention materials and an early literacy screening assessment, as well as providing PD and support for the skillful, inclusive, and culturally responsive use of assessments and materials. For the GLEAM preschool grant, districts will be expected to develop, strengthen, and maintain strong partnerships with EEC-licensed community partners. As such, though the LEA itself is the primary applicant, EEC-licensed community partner programs are expected to participate fully and equally in the program. Specifically, the GLEAM program will provide support and guidance for LEAs to develop and strengthen a high-quality mixed delivery system for early education by identifying and strengthening partner relationships, examining the current state of early education throughout the community, and developing a plan for aligning district classrooms and community partner classrooms to ensure all students have access to high-quality early learning experiences and outcomes. Before delving into the GLEAM preschool program, let's clearly articulate what a mixed delivery system means. As defined by the Every Student Succeeds Act, a mixed delivery system means a system of early childhood care and education services that are delivered through a combination of programs, providers, and settings that is supported by a combination of public and private funds. Examples may include a community Head Start, family and center-based childcare programs, and district public schools. The GLEAM preschool program centers around three central components: curriculum and instruction, assessment and database decision-making, and professional learning and customized support over the course of 2.5 years. More details about the specifics of each of these three topics will be shared later on in this video. Now let's focus on the GLEAM application components and deadlines. The GLEAM application is due on December 12th by 5:00 p.m. Eligible LEAs using Fund Code 508 should submit the 5 required forms of the application. Part 1, a general superintendent signature page. Part 2, a detailed budget. Part 3, required program information. Part 4, schools assurance signature page. And Part 5, district assurance signature page. Please be sure to note the types of accepted documents. All signatures must be wet signatures. Digital signatures are not accepted. Within Part 3, required program information, there are 5 components applicants must successfully complete. We will now dive into those parts more specifically. Part A will ask applicants to share basic contact information and demographic information. Additionally, applicants are asked to discuss how they will make the materials and practices implemented during this grant program sustainable. Applicants will be asked to summarize interest in the GLEAM grant by addressing what you hope to accomplish and how the funds will result in improved early literacy experiences for your students. As previously stated, the purpose of this grant is to enact community-wide improvements for all students, especially those who have been historically underserved, such as low-income students and English learners. The GLEAM program grant is intended to be responsive to communities' needs, to meet them where they are, and to provide customized support for districts on an individualized level. This is not a one-size-fits-all program, nor one that is intended to upend the goals, visions, and needs of your district. To that end, the application allows you to share what your district specifically hopes to accomplish through participating in this grant. What ELA and literacy improvements do you hope to make? How do they align with the vision, goals, opportunities, strengths, challenges, and needs of your district? Consider how the community partnerships will be identified, strengthened, and centered throughout the program. Part A also asks applicants to examine how they will ensure there is capacity, interest, and time available for educators to participate in GLEAM. GLEAM is a comprehensive high support program intended to make deep and lasting improvements in early literacy and language for all students. This requires a great deal of time and support from all stakeholders. In your response, consider how you will ensure educators are empowered to participate in this work and to prioritize growing literacy equity across the district. The GLEAM grant is intended to be responsive to community strengths, needs, opportunities, and challenges. Thus, for this question, districts should examine what structures are in place to support community-wide improvements to early education and early literacy. Part B will ask applicants how the GLEAM grant activities will unfold in your district and community. The GLEAM grant is a multi-year project with continued funding contingent upon successful completion of a number of activities. In FY23, the GLEAM grant will fund a comprehensive early childhood education systems analysis. This analysis, which will be collaboratively completed with an expert GLEAM literacy consultant, will establish a strong foundation for Year 2 equity-driven early literacy GLEAM work. The GLEAM literacy consultant will support the comprehensive analysis of systems, policies, and processes, contributing to the current state of early education, teaching, and learning within the community, focusing specifically on early literacy and language, expanded access, and community partnerships. The GLEAM consultant will also provide the district leader customized leadership coaching throughout FY23 and beyond to support the development of a comprehensive GLEAM plan, the selection of a diverse GLEAM leadership team to drive the work of GLEAM Year 2 and 3, and build leadership capacity to sustain early literacy improvements beyond the grant funding period. In FY24, again with the support of a GLEAM consultant, districts and community partners will embark on a collaborative, equitable, and inclusive process of evaluating existing curricular materials and assessments based on EEC's curriculum rubric review process. Supported by EEC specialists, the community will determine what curricular materials and assessments best meet the needs of the students and educators throughout the community. The grant will fund the purchase of these materials, and in FY25, the grant will fund ongoing professional development to implement these materials successfully and to ensure educators are supported with providing high-quality, evidence-based, culturally responsive, and inclusive service to students. Throughout the course of all 3 years of this grant, the GLEAM leadership team, comprised of a diverse group of educators across the community, will, with the support of their consultant, move the work forward and ensure long-term growth and sustainability in improving early literacy experiences and outcomes for all students, especially those who have been historically underserved. In the next portion of Part B, applicants will speak to their existing professional learning structures and how GLEAM aligns to other district and/or community initiatives. Both the development and continued implementation of literacy programmatic improvements will require ample dedicated time and commitment throughout the community. Applicants will have to note how much time is provided for professional learning, including whole school and whole district workshops, grade level team meetings, collaborative planning time, professional learning communities, etc. It is important that applicants be as detailed as possible in sharing how much professional learning teachers are provided each year to support their content and/or pedagogical growth as they work to skillfully implement GLEAM grant activities. Next, applicants will be asked to speak to what they hope to glean from the first grant activity, the Early Childhood Community Analysis, and how they hope to address barriers to access for high-quality preschool education. GLEAM is designed to make a transformative impact on recipients' early childhood education programming for students, especially specific student groups who have been historically underserved, such as English learners, low-income students, and students with disabilities. It is essential that the community examine closely their existing early childhood education landscape and speak to how barriers to equitable access will be removed. Lastly, Part B asks applicants to examine their district and community's strengths and areas for growth with regard to equity in early childhood education. The GLEAM program requires a steadfast commitment to equity for all students, especially those who have been historically underserved. In Part B, applicants will examine what values and traits their community holds with regard to equity and what traits are in greater need of support. The application includes a non-exhaustive list of the values and traits of equity-driven institutions, which applicants can use to ground their response. Applicants should be specific and provide examples and evidence to support their responses in this question. Part C is an open-ended section intended to provide districts the space to share the commitment of diverse stakeholders and partners in an individualized and meaningful way. Specifically, the question asks applicants to provide evidence to demonstrate that a diverse coalition of stakeholders within and served by your community are committed to the activities in this proposal. This question speaks to the heart of the GLEAM program grants, bringing about and sustaining equity and racial equity through evidence-based, inclusive, and culturally responsive practices. To do this effectively, community and district leaders should seek out the voices and perspectives of as many diverse stakeholders as possible, particularly those educators who work with or support historically underserved student groups prioritized by this federal grant: English learners, low-income students, and students with disabilities. DESE seeks to see proposals that are supported by stakeholders in various roles, such as teachers, administrators, paraprofessionals, students, families, and school committee members who are diverse in terms of race, language status, socioeconomic status, and special education status within staff and families of students served who significantly contributed to the proposal. Rather than being a top-down initiative, GLEAM program grants will respond to district strengths, needs, challenges, and opportunities, and will reflect a unique and diverse local context. In addition to this video, GLEAM grant applicants have access to a number of different opportunities for support as proposals are developed. Specifically, a Q&A document will be updated regularly and posted on the GLEAM website. On the GLEAM website, you will also find contact information for DESE and EEC specialists for specific questions not yet reflected in the Q&A document. Secondly, interested applicants can attend live weekly office hours held every Monday from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. These live office hours are an opportunity to receive technical assistance during the GLEAM proposal development process. Since GLEAM is a competitive grant, there are limits to the scope of support available during the office hours. Registration is required and can be found on the GLEAM website. In closing, please visit the GLEAM website regularly for updated Q&As and access to the video series links and other relevant information. If you have any questions about the GLEAM preschool program grants application, please email me at any time at either gleam@mass.gov or allison.d.pickens@mass.gov. If you have any questions about the budget requirements and budget development, please email Gail Castle at gail.a.castle@mass.gov. In addition to the video series link, you will see a survey on the GLEAM website where you can share your feedback on your experience with this video series. We truly value your insight and greatly appreciate if you would complete the survey after watching the videos in this series. Thank you for your interest in the GLEAM preschool program grants. We look forward to assisting your team as you develop a collaborative, high-quality proposal with a diverse group of stakeholders.